everyone, Tara here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for watching. I am going to try something new today. I'm not real good at cut creases. I never have been. I'm not sure I ever will be, but I'm going to give it a shot. And today I'm going to try something way out there and test my limits and see if we can go all out and do this. I want to try a watermelon look. I've looked on YouTube and very few people have watermelon looks that don't involve a lot of white eyeliner and black dots on the pink portion of the watermelon. I don't really want to look like a watermelon. I just like the watermelon reds and the greens together. There's just something I like about it, so I want to try that today. So we're just going to jump in here. I'm going to put on my headband, and I will explain the variety of products I will be using today. I've got everything from drugstore makeup to ColourPop to P. Louise, you name it. I've got just about everything sitting out here in front of me right now. So first things first, I've already washed my face and put moisture back into it with a complexion boosting moisturizer, which you want to replace the moisture in your face that you just washed out, but you want to get the oils out of your face and replace them with good oils, healthy oils that are going to not make you break out, and also not make your skin so dry where your foundation doesn't look all streaky and clunky during the day, and where you get these bad bags and creases under your eyes. You don't want that. But that's also why we have primer. So let's jump into this, shall we? Today I've got my P. Louise eye primer, of course, in rumor number 1. It's a bit light, but I like it because it helps my colors really stand out a lot better in the lighter shade. Of course, my foundation matches my skin, but my eye primer does not. But I'm just gonna dive right into here, and yeah, I go right up into my brows because I'll be filling them in later. Just there's one of my dogs. Sorry if you hear barking in the background. They get very excited over stupid little things, and if they start to disturb us, I will kick them out. They like to bark a lot. And then I'm going to take a little dry sponge and just blend that out a little. See how that takes. It gives me a blank canvas on my eye because eyeshadows do not look good trying to cover up this mess. You want them to really, you want to create a picture of your own, and this is your blank canvas right here. This is a mess. Don't ever do this. So I blotted that out with a beauty blender, and then I like to set it with a powder. I just use one of my old Fit Me powder, pressed powders that I have. Like, it's down to pan. I don't use it anymore, so I try to make some use, repurpose it. And so I just take one of my little things and just one swirl around and just blot it on real lightly. And then once you're sure that you got it all covered, small swirls, small swirls. Done. Here's your blank canvas. So I'm going to do that to the other eye real quick. And one of the tricks I saw on YouTube to doing cut creases is why I really wanted to jump out and try this again today, because I saw the neatest approach and I thought, hey, I might be able to pull that off. So let's try that. So that's, I'm not going to tell you what it is. We're just going to do it and see if it can be done, or at least if I can do it. Make sure it's nice and coated, especially the upper portion, because that's where a lot of our color is going to go first. Okay, drop the brush, sponge, make sure that's even. Good to go. Again, one swirl. Pat, 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 and swirl again. Okay. All right. Now this gets, at this point, gets put up. We're not going to use this anymore because it really is not helpful in any way, shape, or form other than doing this. It keeps me from going through so much of my nude eyeshadows because oh my goodness, the first one I went through in my Nikki Tutorials palette, I love this Beauty Bay palette. This is like one of my, what do they call that, the Holy Grail. And in this palette, you can see the very first one that hit pan right here is the nude color, and I did that within the first 2 weeks because you've got to have a transition color, you know, all over your eye that's going to make all your colors blend well together and not just stick in one place or streak. You want a good blend, and for that you need a transition shade that goes all over your eye, like a base shade. And that's what I use my little compact, or what do they call that, a pressed powder. Otherwise, I don't use pressed powders. The only time I use pressed powders is if I'm on the go, let's say out on the town or whatever, but if I'm in a situation where I may need to touch up my face while I'm out and about, my two beauty tricks are, hold on one moment. Let me see if I can find it. I have got the neatest beauty trick. I'll be right back. Okay, I found it. Okay, so here is my neat beauty trick. Is Clean and Clear makes these oil absorbing sheets, and these things are wonderful. Let's see if I can get one out. They're just these little sheets that, they're, you know, just a little sheet, and it doesn't mess with your makeup. You take one out and you press it on wherever you've got oil, your chin, your nose, and it will absorb the oil without messing with your makeup, which is wonderful. But as you know, sweat is not oil. So I do keep a pressed powder in my little purse on the go kit for emergencies, and my little, you know, powder puff, of course, to put a little bit of powder over where I just picked up all that oil. But that's my little makeup trick for when I'm out and about and you don't want to be shiny and you don't want to have to get oil all over your this. Because if you put powder over oil, you're just gonna get gunk, and that's when your makeup's gonna start to streak and melt off your face, because you're just mixing in powder with oil, and it's just gonna make your puff dirty. That's all it's gonna do. So that's my trick. But what I use mostly when I'm out and about on town is this one, and this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. But this is my collector's item. This is the Prince one that I got out of the Prince palette, so I don't use it very often, which is why I still have the box. But it's a good one to have If you know you're going to be sweating, use a waterproof powder. Okay, let's jump into these colors, shall we? We've been talking for a little bit, and we need to jump into some colors. So, what I'm going to do first is I'm using ColourPop. I've got so much ColourPop here, it's not even funny. I have the main squeeze palette by ColourPop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a crease brush, and I'm going in with the color Frosé right here, this one, this lightest shade of watermelon pink they got. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush. Don't forget to tap out so you don't have fallout. And I'm going right into my crease and right just slightly above it, because we're going to cut out a new crease. And that's going to go basically where my, the bottom of my lid, like down here. It's going to be a very small cut crease because my first attempt on camera, I don't want to make a fool of myself. I might anyway, but shit happens. So this is very, very dark and not quite what I was expecting. I've used this palette before, and I don't know why I always act surprised when I put it on and it's too dark. It's got a watermelon on it. It's not supposed to be that dark. But it's okay. We're going to go over that with a little maybe shimmery pink later on. And I'm not getting this corner very well. So there we go. But I love ColourPop. ColourPop has got some of the most unique palettes, and I've got many of them. I've got the Mandalorian Baby Yoda palette. I've got the Just My Luck green. I've got the Blue Moon, Lilac You a Lot, the pink Ooh La La, my main squeeze, watermelon reds, and my Orange You Glad. That was my first ColourPop palette, and oh my god, I fell in love because it's my hometown colors. And so when we go to the football games, I like to wear my orange eyeshadow and go all out. Okay, and once you get that in there where you want it, you're going to take a clean blending brush and you're going to just smooth that out just a little if it's too harsh for you, which for me is a little harsh. So get a brush with no product on it and just small circles, buff that out. And that's more what we want, right there. Just a little bit of rosy color. Same side, do the other side, tap, tap, tap. Not enough tapping, that's a lot of product. And always remember, don't put as much on your brush the second time around for your next eye, because it's still gonna have a little product on it left over from the last time you used it. Remember that. That may be, if you're having one eye turn out darker than the other, that might be why. Try not dipping it in as much on your second eye. But how I'm going to attempt this cut crease today, I'll let you guys in on a little secret that I learned. I've always been taught that you take, a special type of brush and, a concealer or a gel and cut yourself out a new crease. But it always seems to blend for me. Like whatever I put the white gel over top of to do a cut crease, it ends up mixing with that color, and I'll end up, like if I do a red, I'll end up with a pink. If I do blue, I end up with like this baby blue, and it doesn't work out. So I saw this trick and I was like, oh, this may be the answer to all my prayers when it comes to doing a cut crease. So buff that out how you want it. Again, clean blending brush, just, and see how I didn't put as much product on this eye as I did this one because there was still a little remaining in the brush. But I like mine nice and buffed out because we're going to do a really high shimmer highlight with this look. Okay, now here's the trick that I have learned. You go into a makeup section of any drugstore, a Walmart, Sally's Beauty Supply may have them, but they are just basically cotton-tipped cosmetic applicators. Whatever. It's a Q-tip, but they are cosmetically shaped. One has got a flat end like the old school sponge applicators, and the other end has a little point so you can like get real precise. And we're going to use these today. And jumping into trying to do the cut crease right away. Here we go. I am so scared. I am so scared right now. All right. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take an eye makeup remover. Yeah, I just said that after we just put all that stuff on my face. Okay. Shake it up real good. Take the flat end of one of these applicators. Get it wet. Not hard to do. And then what you're going to do, press it a little bit to make sure the liquid's throughout and not just on one side. And I need my close-up mirror for this. Tilt it so you guys can see what I'm doing. And you're going to take the makeup remover and just barely carve out where you want your cut crease to go. Because we're going to put some gel on this. We want the gel to stay and not blend with the makeup we just put on here. Okay. Now that I've done that, and it's just right where my lid meets my crease, so I'm not removing that much of our work. We just want a new crease. See, all that's still there, but then we've taken that off. Now I'm going to take a precision Morphe brush here, and I'm going in with my ColourPop gel, the creme gel, and it is a matte in the color Exit. And this is going to be a little difficult for me. I've only played with this once. Well, let's see if this works. I'm going to take a little bit of this gel on my brush here. Maybe a little too much. Okay. And we're going to go in and put this right where we just took the makeup off with the Q-tip. And mine looks a little funny simply because I've got a birthmark on my eyelid, so it's a little difficult to work around. But make sure you get all that coated. get it where you want it. Make sure it's a little tacky. And now I'm going in with my Just My Luck, and I'm jumping in. I'm going in with that one right there in the middle called Mary Jane. Like we're going all out for this watermelon look here. And we're gonna put that on a pigment packer and put it right on top of the white. See? And that is not as dark as I want it. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Let me fix this. I'll be right back. Okay, I made a big oops and I picked the wrong green. So I went back in with the same trick to cut the crease, except I removed that bright neon green right here where where I'm going to start my new cut crease. And we're going to try this again with the white gel and a different green, because that green did not work at all and almost screwed up my entire video. So let's try this. I need my brush to be a little bit more movable, so let's pack that down. Alright, here we go with the white again. Sorry about that. I think we're gonna go in with not such a neon looking color. It did not look on my eyes like it did in the pan, so that's why we started over. Just so you're aware. I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes, and I'm not afraid to correct them on camera. So that way, if you make the same mistake, I can tell you how to correct it, how to fix it. Because you might make the same mistake as I did. Okay. Now that I got a good white going on right here, again, make sure it's tacky when you do this. Let's pick a different green, shall we? I think I want to go with the shimmer. Like, I was really excited about doing a shimmer. So let's try the color Big Banks, the one right next to it. That's a real pretty bright green that is a shimmer. Let the makeup gods be with me right now, please, please, please. And let's try Big Banks. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, okay, now we're getting somewhere. See, I thought putting white underneath would just bring the color out more. It does lighten the color up a shade. So, you live and you learn. I'm learning that when using this gel, make sure you want whatever color you're putting over top of it to be a shade lighter than it is in the pan. Because this is very, this is the green that I wanted in the beginning. Okay, all right. I think I did it. I think I did it. I think I did it. Now what you're gonna do, you think you have any excess, take the pointy tip and just go in there and very lightly clean up that line right there in the crease so it doesn't come together and turn into a funky brown. Okay, all right, so far so good. And usually I do a gradient, but today I'm just doing this wild ass cut crease. And I hope it looks okay on camera because my lights are so bright right now. I can't tell the difference. It looks a little brighter in one spot than the other, but that may just be the lighting. Let me see, let me turn my head, can you see? Yeah, it's the white underneath. Let me deepen that just a bit. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I'm going to quickly go off camera and do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I am partially done with my eyes, I wanted to show you what I went ahead and did. I went ahead and did the color on this eye off camera, and then I did my eyeliner and on both eyes and one lash, so I can show you what I did. Anybody can do eyeliner, it's not that hard. I used Urban Decay's Prince So Dark eyeliner. It's a little thicker than I would have liked, but you know, it kind of flows with the theme of the watermelon colors. Instead of little black dots on the pink, I'll just have a thicker eyeliner. No big deal. What I did with my lashes, though, is I will show you another new trick that I learned online on how to get a little more curl on your lashes. It's a little weird looking, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little uncomfortable, but it works. So what you do is you take your curler, and you get it as close to your eye as comfortable. Don't try and pull your lashes out or anything. Hold it for about 10 seconds and let it go. Squeeze again. Hold it for another 5 seconds. And then slowly pump as you pull your lashes out. And what it does is, and do this like a couple of times, it gives this unbelievable curl to it. And the best way to keep that curl to stay is using a waterproof mascara, because it'll lock in place right away. I, however, today am going to try using the CoverGirl Lash Blast Amplify Primer. And I put that on first. And this is a great way to replace having to put on fake lashes, because this gives a lot of volume and length to wimpy lashes. You just put it on underneath your normal mascara, your favorite mascara. I will show you mine here in a second. But make sure all lashes are coated well. Don't poke yourself in the eye like I just did. Okay. And give that about 30 seconds to get tacky. You don't want it to dry. You just want it a little tacky. And for my mascara today, I'm going in with my Hello Lashes by It Cosmetics. And I love this little wand because it's got this wonderful little tip on the end that can get like the real hard inner corners of your eye. And don't wait too long or you'll get like this white clumpy mess underneath your mascara, which you don't want at all. I love this mascara. It does give so much length to wimpy lashes like mine. And that little tip Oh my goodness. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, now that we're done with that, I want to jump in real quick with what I'm going to be using for my highlight for this. It is called, it's a cream pigment by the brand Hikari. And so I'm not real sure if it's a highlighter or an eyeshadow or whatever. I just know it's a cream pigment and it works on everything and I love it. I use it for highlight. I use it on my inner corners. I use it for highlight on my eyeshadow. But this is in the color Honeydew. And I'm going to take a, what kind of brush? I need one of these. Long, skinny. Just gonna take a little bit here. I'm gonna go right up in that lash line, or not lash line, brow line. I didn't drink all my coffee today, can you tell? And it will blend real nice into that rose color that's right underneath of it. And since it's a cream pigment, you don't have to tap it out. That's the nice thing. It stays on the brush and goes directly from the brush to your face and stays on your face. But it's the only, technically it's the only cream pigment I have in my entire collection. So yeah, I have multiple uses for it. See how it just lifted that up a little bit? And again, we'll carve out my brows later, just a little bit later, not right now. And then, so from here, we're going to jump into foundation. And as they say, it's a crime not to prime. I am trying a new primer today. I tried it yesterday and I didn't like it so much, but I think I used too much. And that's why it didn't turn out the way I had planned. So, we're going to try it again, give it another shot before I completely shoot it down and give it a bad review. It is e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, and e.l.f. stands for eyes, lips, face. And this is a drugstore brand. I myself personally got it at the, Wally World, the place that I hate to go to more than any place in the world. But that's where I got it, so it's easy to find. Make sure you have no glitter on your hands like I do. One pump is all you need. Yesterday I used 2 and it made my face so powdery soft that my foundation did not stick. So today, 1 pump. That's all it takes. Just 1 little pump, because it says apply a small amount and I did not do that. So we're gonna get this here. Pat, 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 all over. And yes, that feels much different than yesterday. Yesterday it felt like I was putting a almost liquid baby powder on my face. And I used way too much. But this is different than my usual primer. My usual primer is a lot stickier, but I have some big pores lately. Being summertime, they really want to, open up and stand out. So I'm trying a poreless primer to see how that goes. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm a little nervous. I'm going to be going in with my Maybelline up to 30 hour wear foundation. It's a Super Stay Active Wear, and I'm going in with the color light beige. And I'm sure you don't want to watch me do all that on camera. So after I do this, I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape as my concealer, and then I will be setting it all or baking with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in Fair Lights. And so for that, I'm going to go into fast forward mode so you don't have to watch all the boring stuff, and let's get to it. Okay, now that I've got the rest of my blank canvas going on, I'm gonna do a few more tips and tricks. I'm going to take a little bit of paper towel here, and I've got some Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water with the all-in-one brightening with the vitamin C. Usually it's for removing, you know, all makeup, but I just wanted something mild that didn't like taste nasty because I'm going to take the makeup off of my lips. Usually I like to have a blank canvas that way too, but my lips are pretty pink naturally, and so I'm going to try and go with a gloss. So just taking the stuff off my lips. And while I'm doing the rest of my face, I'm going to let my lips plump up by themselves. I'm going to use by ColourPop this clear gloss called So Juicy. And technically, I guess it's, the color has a name, Princess Cut. That's the name. I almost didn't see it. Take a little bit of plumping gloss, just putting it on my lips. Kind of let it plump before I put lipstick over it. I know it sounds weird to put the gloss on first, but you want this to do its job first. You want your lips to plump up. And as I said, mine are naturally pretty pink, so just that alone might work. I don't know. What do you think? No lip, don't need no lip liner or anything. That just, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So now we're going to jump into some colors. First, we're going to finish the eyes. Let's go in with a spoolie here and kind of straighten them the way you want them. Get them in place. If you need to pluck something, pluck something. If you need to trim something down, trim it down. Like me right now, I have an old pair of, these are actually seam rippers, but they make the best clippers for trimming eyebrows, just like that. Done. Okay, take the spoolie, finish shaping that out, and now the new product I have to try today is by NYX, and it is the brow glue. And God knows that I've got like really crazy brows, so today we're gonna nail them down because it's raining outside, and if I go outside today, my makeup will just melt off. So let's put some of this glue in here. And I don't know how fast this is going to set, so what I'm going to do, again, use my spoolie right to where I want it, get everything to stay in its place. And then I'm going to jump in real quick with my Rimmel Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel, and this actually has argan oil in it, and it does not, oh, dark brown, real easy, dark brown. And these little brushes are so tiny. And just fill in where you want. Ooh, that comes out a little dark. Word to the wise, test stuff before you do it on video and try to send it out to the world. That just went way wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna take the tip of one of these Q-tip applicators with the little pointy thing, and I'm gonna reach in there and I'm gonna grab out that little clump that was just way too dark. Just to kind of show how handy these things are. But I gotta go back in with my little spoolie brush and carve that out before the glue sets. Maybe I should have put the glue on afterwards. This is the first time I've used glue on my brows. I've used wax on my brows before to keep them down, but after a while that doesn't work very well either. So I can tell a slight difference. Let's just hope they stay in place today. So let's do this again. Style, glue, and color gel, brow gel, sorry, just a little bit. Go back in with your spoolie. Did it again. Got it a little too dark. So my opinion on the Rimmel gel is not that great. Not that great. It is coming off. Oh wow, okay, I don't like this stuff. So, word to the wise, stick with your normal brow routine. Do not buy this gel. It is clumpy and it is not doing what I want it to do. Got my colors right, what I want to do, but my brows, not happy with them today. This brow this way gel, nope. That's just a nope. It might look good to you, but the way it feels and how it comes out on the brush, the formula is very... Can you see that? That goo, it's just like... It's like little globs of snot. I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this at all. Okay, so now that we're done with the eyebrows, let's finish the eyes. Going back in with that Hikari again on this on the same brush. We're just going to go again right under the brow now that we've finished the brow. Just, we want that clash right there, that shimmer, that bam. So just a slight bit more to make that pop. Loving it, loving it. Now, my favorite little part of this is making the inner corners just really, really pop. This is one of my favorite tricks that I've learned over the last few months. I just got to make sure I get a clean makeup brush for it. And I believe they call this stippling, where you just pat it on. I'm still learning. Stippling. Whatever that means. I'm going in with my Nomad Intense eyeshadow in the color Berlin. No, it's made in Berlin. Duh. But it's Intense eyeshadow in the color Kreuzberg. And this, it's in a tiny little thing. It's hard to open, but it's got the prettiest, bright, shiny, almost white. But this is actually a green pearl eyeshadow. And I like taking a little bit of this. And I'm jumping in that inner corner where I had my green. I'm just going to pull it up like that a little bit. And pull it up to the other shimmer. Let me see. I think brightens that up just a touch. That's what we want. That is kind of like the same version of this. How I wanted this pink to bring out this pink. I want this bright green to bring out this green. But the shimmer, they can kind of blend into one another, so when you turn, you see that. Okay, so now I'm going to clean off my brushes and then going to jump in with some bronzing and some colors, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have grabbed all of my final colors, and here's what we're gonna do. I wanted to add one more little thing to my eye just to give it, make it stand out a little bit more pop. And I know it sounds ironic, you know, it is color pop, so I want my color to pop. Going back in with the main squeeze palette here, and I'm going to take a little bit of the color Home Slice, this one right here. And I'm going to take it on my skinny flat brush, like an eyeliner brush, kind of one at an angle. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of that red on. And right underneath my lower lash line, I'm going to pull it in just like a fourth to a third of the way in. Just like that, just a little bit. Same thing with the other eye. Not very far in, because there is a method to my madness with this technique. Okay, you just want a little bit of a line, and then go in, if you have one. If you don't, you can use a Q-tip for this same technique. But I have a smudge brush, which is a short, stubby little, and we're gonna take what we just lined right here, and we're gonna smoke it out like this, just back and forth, small wiggles, until it kind of buffs out a little and takes out that harsh edge. And normally I would do green to bring out the green in my lid, but we have enough green going on, so we're gonna bring out the pink. Just like that. Just buff it out. Just little back and forth motions. No circles this time. Just back and forth. Little smudging. Just like that. Okay. Now eyes are done. Unless you want to add another layer of mascara. Some people do if you have really wimpy lashes like mine. I'm not going to do that today, because if you're going to double layer mascara, it's better to do it when you're first applying it while it's still a little tacky or wet, because once it sets drying and you add another layer, you're going to get nothing but clumps, and you don't want that. So now have some fun here. I'm grabbing my Holy Grail Hourglass Ambient Lightning Bronzer in the color Diffused Bronze Light. I take my foundation brush, because I don't use it for foundation. I love the shape of this brush and how it fits my face. See? So nice. So that's what I use as my bronzing brush. You do it the number 3. You know me, number 3. Or backwards in the E. It just brings a little bit of color back to your face, so it looks like you've, you know, got a little sun and you're not albino. Sometimes foundation can do that if you don't get the right color. And don't forget to add a little bronzer if you got a double chin. You want to shadow that shit. you don't want to amplify it. Okay, now that I am bronzed, I am going to contour with a light brown tone, neutral tone, because I want a pink cheek. And so let me find my contour brush. I haven't used this particular brand a lot, so hopefully it won't let me down today. This brand is called The Balm, and this is Auto Balm Girl Powder. And in the color, I hate it when they do not list a color on here, Bleecker Street. This one is listed on the inside, Bleecker Street, but see how it's kind of got a nudish tone to it? That's what I want, is a dark nudish tone, so I can keep the pink on the cheeks. And this has a lot of fallout, so definitely tap that shit out. A lot of fallout. And from the outside in, real lightly. Same thing other side. Again, tap it outside in. Okay, now that I got that where I want it, I'm going to go in and buff that out. I myself like to buff out my contour with a kabuki brush. And just little circles. Just to make the edges not so harsh. See? Got a nice light contour. Just perks up the cheeks. I think they're even. They look even. Okay. Now, what we're going to try something a little different. This is very, very new to me, and I've used it once before, and they are very, very pigmented. I love their brands of everything else, especially their eyeshadows, ColourPop. Again with the ColourPop. I'm going to try this color, and this is called At First Blush, and it is a Super Shock blush, Super Shock cheek instead of eyeshadow. So careful, we're not going to add very much of this, but I have a special brush I use for all of my pink shades. So we're going to go in with this, just a little tiny bit, and see where this goes. It looks like a very creamy formula, so I don't think I have to tap, because it doesn't even look like there's very much on the brush. So let's see what this does. I'm scared. Let's see, tap, tap, no fallout. Uh-oh. All right, here we go. Right on the apples. Ooh. That's not bad. Not bad at all. It's a lot lighter than I anticipated, which is good, because I was anticipating this. Let's put a little bit more, because I do want a little bit more color than that. Wonderful. Oh, loving it. Loving it. Very creamy formula. I love that you don't have to tap it out, because buildable is good, because you can always add to, you cannot take away from. Not without messing up your entire face. I like this color. Okay, now the question is which highlight to go with this, because this is a wonderful, wonderful pink. I need something light. So let's take a look in my highlighters and see what I got. I totally just dropped that. Got it. Okay, highlighters. Today we have, ooh, let's go with my new one. I've got the Nikki Tutorials, it's called Glazed Donut. Let me find it. This one's a really, really good one. I bet this would be great for a pink highlighter. It's just straight white. open. And take my highlighter brush, big fluffy, always make sure it's a fluffy light brush. You don't want too much, otherwise you're just going to have like glass looking cheeks, and you want a little shimmer. You don't want to look wet all over your face. Okay, and this, a little goes a long way. There's a lot of fallout in this palette, unlike the other highlighters that she's got with Ofra. So a little goes a long way with this. See how that just lightly brings out that pink? That is perfection. And you want to make sure you bring that all the way back to your temples. Okay, there you go. Now you got that little bit of dewy look right up here where you want it. Okay, now is here where we decide what we're going to do with the lips, because I'm honestly liking what I did with just wiping the makeup off of my lips and putting on this plumping gloss. It feels really good. It looks really good, but I want it a little bit darker. So here's what we're gonna do. Probably not even going. I'm gonna put my lip pencil away today. I'm putting my lipstick away today. I'm going to, right on top of this plumping gloss, I'm going to use a lip oil by Rimmel called Oh My Gloss in the color. Oh my goodness, I hate when these don't have colors on them. Oh, Poppy is the name of this color. So we're just going to go right over top of the plumping gloss with a red gloss. And hopefully I'll get something in between. Oh, there she is, sweetheart. There she is. I think this is gonna work. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, that was lucky. I wasn't for sure if that was gonna work or not. But now I know why they call it Oh My Gloss. That is beautiful, and it's very comfortable. It's not too sticky. So let's take down my hair. Ooh, I say not too sticky as my hair falls into it. Okay. Take this down here. And let's see my completed look. My blue streak still on my hair. And I would say that not too bad, not too bad. Even though we had a few mishaps along the way, I think we got them figured out. This is new for me, not using a lipstick and just using some glosses with my natural color. But I think I like it. What do you guys think? Let me know. I like it. That's all I can say is I like it. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up down below or subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.